Hello, Sagittarius. Welcome to your reading with me, Cindy. Sagittarius, I've pulled out a couple of cards for you all ready to get started with your energy. I pulled out a card from the Return of Spirit Oracle deck and the Wild Unknown Animal Oracle deck. I really love your cards. Okay. Let me just show you. I'm just going to show you and start talking about it. So you got the Voice and then you got the Deer. This brings so many things to mind. The first thing it brings to mind is an energy, or not actually an experience. It brings to mind an experience that I had as a young child. It also brings to mind here, to me, someone who could be surrounded by people that are quite harsh, or something could be quite harsh going on around you, but you are making a very conscious choice here to be the gentle voice in maybe a crowd of screaming and yelling, or whatever it could be. There's a sense of, trying to be brave with this as well, like saying something that maybe nobody else is saying, or you know what it brings. One of the things that I kind of see in my mind's eye here, and I'll relate it to an experience I had as a little girl a long time ago. I think I was like 4 or 5 years old. But it's almost kind of giving to me this, like, I'm imagining, like, I think in the US you have, they're called town halls. I don't know if we have them here. I don't know what we call them. We're like, you get together at the town hall, or you get together at a public meeting of some sort. And it's like, men's voices are louder, okay? Naturally louder, without even trying. And I experience that all the time with my son. This point being 15 and a half in the car, and he's just talking. I'm telling you, my ears, like, it's so loud, honey. He's like, I'm just talking, Mom. Can you whisper? Because your voice is so strong. So, right? But that's not that's not what I'm looking at here. It's like being at a town hall or being at a public meeting or something like that, and all these, like, loud men's voices are yelling and, oh, it's not right. And this is like, you stand up and you're at the microphone. And you decide, the other thing is, it's like, whatever you say is important. It's the truth. It's kind of profound. But you deliver it with such a gentle sweetness. It's like a Dolly Parton voice. Yeah, I don't know that I've ever heard Dolly Parton, like, raise her voice in anger, or I've seen her speak, like, but she still gets her message across. I mean, right? Like, it's almost like that, like, still gets the message across, but is doing it in a very soft and compassionate way. This is not always easy to do, though, because a lot of times, especially in that, and I'm just centering men on this, just because they happen to have naturally louder and stronger voices. So I'm not dissing you guys. I'm just saying, because of that can be something that someone who really doesn't have anything valuable to say, nothing that is productive, and could even be hurtful. And the person may also not have a high intelligence. Maybe I don't know. A lot of women will experience this. Okay, may not have a high intelligence, may have a very low level of self-sense and, like, strong insecurity. But because their voice is loud and strong, they will be heard. But there's no value in it. Whether you're a man or a woman, there's something about you in some type of experience here where your voice is a voice of reason. It's the voice of truth. It's soft. It's gentle. It's nurturing. It could also be, right, like, thinking of a situation where maybe something happens to somebody. You're walking down the street and somebody falls and they hurt themselves, and they're laying there and and people are panicking. Maybe, like, people are panicking and, oh my God, the person's bleeding. And it's like, you are coming across to me like you would be down close to this person, and you would just speak to them. You'd say, honey, it's okay. Somebody has called. An ambulance is coming. You're okay. Is there anything I could do? Is there something? Do you want your phone? Can we send a message to some, like, that's just like your voice, like, this is who you are. Like, this is who you are in this. But, right, like, also going back to, it's not always easy to be that. And but that's a big part of it. It reminds me actually how I became very self-conscious of doing anything with my hair for like 20 years. It's like, yeah, very self-conscious. I think I was like at 4. I know I've said this story before because this energy, it's been a long time though, it has come on the channel before. I think it was 4 or 5. I think it was 4. And it was this one boy, he used to bully me all the time. He was really bad. I was really glad when we moved out of that neighborhood. He used to physically hurt me. He used to give me bloody noses and stuff. I hated him so much. But if I didn't play with him, he would beat me up. And my parents were always trying to intervene, but they couldn't be there all the time. It was the 1970s, man. Just like wild wolves out on our own. And I remember one day I was standing up to him. His name was Jamie. And I was standing up to him. And my little 4-year-old voice, I said, Jamie, you're mean, and I don't want to play with you anymore. And I think I did that with my hair too. And Jamie, you're mean, I don't want to play with you anymore. You said I think I went home and cried. So upset. And it made me so self-conscious about, like, I can't be strong and my voice can't be heard if I'm being feminine. That was like a big part. Like at 4 years old, I got that message, and it really, like, it actually, still days today where I'm struggling with it. I might even get into my masculine energy when I don't need to, because that's a stupid wound, isn't it? Fucking Jamie, he was a meanie. Really mean. So, yeah. Oh, if I saw that man today, I would just walk past. I wouldn't give him the time of day. So that's okay. So this is interesting. So the tarantula is your underline. It's not, let's Cindy do like a therapy session with her wounds here in your reading. So the tarantula is someone like, okay, you could be you could have been, because okay, this is your underline. This is where you were in the past. Or maybe this is like a decision. You come up with a decision here. You make a choice, and the choice is going to be this. You're going to decide to be that. Because this is a choice. You're at a crossroads. You could go this way, or you could go that way. Which way do you want to go? But the trench is kind of like, well, we know that you're going to pick Dharma. So pick, when I feel like it is. Like I feel like you have with this energy with voice and deer. It's really soft. It's very nurturing. It's graceful. It's loving. It's kind, right? Like to have that with the voice. I mean, you could even be telling something to someone that they really need to hear. It may not be, you know, what they want to hear, but it's what they're going to need to hear. And you could be delivering it in such a kind way right now. Like there's a real sense to the words that you choose, how you choose them, and what comes out of your heart when you say it. I feel like this has a profound, or it will have a profound impact on anyone around you. Like this is really a night, like, you know, you could be, I just saw that. Yeah, my guides just flashed a movie scene in my head. One Magic Christmas. And interesting, because it's the mother, and the deer is also a representation of the mother in this card. And the mother is does not believe in Christmas, does not believe in magic anymore. And the little girl, her little daughter, makes a wish. I want my mommy to believe in Christmas. I want my mommy to believe in Santa. I want my mommy to believe in magic. And the angel Gideon tells her, okay, you have to be brave because there's some things that are going to happen here that we're going to do to help your mom believe in magic again. But you got to be brave because, you know, it might seem a little bit scary, but everything's going to be okay. You just got to trust me. She's like, okay, Gideon, I trust you. She's cute, like your little 4-year-old voice. And so there's a point where there's a man who is really down and out in this movie, and he is feeling small. He's lost his job. He doesn't feel right, like his masculinity is probably taking a huge bruise. It's Christmas time. He's got nothing to give his son, and you know, he's just feeling down, and he's trying to sell some things that, you know, nobody could really use, just to try to get some money. He's at the grocery store. Scenes play out differently. Scenes play out like before the mom believes in magic, and then after the mom believes in magic. So I'm going to the scene where after the mom believes in magic, and she's replaying events. Time goes kind of back for her to replay the events. It's a great movie if you've never seen it. Time goes back. She didn't act, it was just like a lesson in there. And she believes in Santa, she believes in Christmas, she believes in magic. She knows where to find this man because she's like a Groundhog Day. She's relived it. She's reliving it, and she knows where he's going to be. But she also knows that if that man is not treated with kindness, and, you know, if you have something to give to him, you know, instead of shunning him or treating him poorly or turning your back on him. Or, you know, making him feel judged because of his circumstances, which may have nothing to do with his character or who he is. Because if he is not treated that way, real tragedy can befall her family, right? So she goes to the grocery store and she's standing in line, and same thing finds out, his total comes up, he doesn't have enough money, or he has like a food stamps or something like that, and they're expired. I don't know how that works, but she knows that he is trying to sell, I think it's like a little cook stove for camping or whatever. And I think all he wants is like 10 or 20 bucks for the thing. And he hops out of the grocery store and he's really upset. And it's kind of starting to pave him on that path where he's going to do something dramatic, which is rob the bank. And she has the opportunity to kind of step in front of him and say, hi, I had heard that you have like a camp stove or something to sell. And he's like, yeah, why? And she's like, I could really, really use a camp stove. I cannot tell you how much I could use a camp stove. And I think she gives him 50 bucks or something like it, or something like that. And he's like, wow, you sure? Thanks, lady. You don't know what this means to me. And she says, maybe I do. And it's actually, it's so profound. It's a really profound moment in that movie, because the kindness in her heart, like the words, she went out of her way to say kindness. Yeah, I'm getting like all this emotion. Like, are you producing emotion in people right now? I feel like you're producing profound emotion with the words that you say. Yeah. Maybe there's somebody, there could be someone specifically here where your words have made an impact. Like profoundly. Okay, Sagittarius, we really have to take a second here, because my guides will show me things in my mind's eye. I've talked about that movie before. There's a few movies that are sort of favorites for me. That is one. Anyways, let's not get into it. But to go to that scene, that man was at his wit's end, and he was almost at his end. The day was not going to end well until she stepped in and she did that. And she said, I mean, she did do something too monetarily for him, which, you know what, maybe the guy just needed another week and things were going to change for him, right? He just needed to get through that one more week. But he didn't know that. And all he knew was, it's like Christmas Eve. He's got no food. He's got nothing to give his son. And all he's got is a car that barely runs and a couple of things that he's trying to sell. And he can see the disappointment in his son's face. And it pushes him to do something drastic and dramatic. In the other scenario, before the mother believed in magic, I gotta tell you that there's something going on for you right now where if you are struggling with the belief in magic, you can prove to yourself and others the change that you can make. Because I'm sure there's somebody here. You have made a change in at least one person's life here that is very significant. You changed everything. Yeah. Gosh, and oh my gosh. Because what is the tarantula talking about? At a crossroads, you can go this way or you can go that way. Spirit, your angels are hoping Your Gideon, your guardian angel Gideon, is hoping that you will choose Dharma. And Dharma is your good work. And I don't want you to look at just in terms of what you receive from this, because what you give is invaluable. Like, you cannot put a price on possibly like how you're talking to the people around you, the support that you may have given. I feel like this reading might be coming through because you have said something to someone. And I don't know how long ago, how recently, but you changed somebody's life. I really feel like that. And right, there was two paths. We saw from the beginning of the movie, we saw the path that she was taking where she didn't believe in magic anymore. And a lot of bad stuff happened. She lost her husband and she lost her kids. Well, the kids came back. But anyways, you got to watch the movie. Because there is no loss in the end. There is just gain. And that's kind of like Dharma, right? And it could have been a choice, because faith is your other underlying card. It could be like deciding like on faith, having faith, and to decide, do you have faith? And whether you have faith in what outcomes could be, maybe it's just having faith in what you could say to somebody or how you could help someone here. This is a really, I don't think I've ever done a reading before where I am picking up the energy that you literally, you may have saved someone's life. Because that is exactly what happened in that movie. She saved that boy from becoming, I'm guessing, an orphan. I don't think he had a mom. I think it was just him and his dad. Saved that boy from becoming an orphan. Saved her husband from getting killed when the man was trying to rob the bank. Saved the trauma of her own kids having the experience that they would end up having with that man. And then losing their own father. She saved all of them from that by simply believing in magic. And not just believing, because it's what you do with it. If you believe in it, that's great. But if you can't allow the magic within yourself to come out, it's not going to make a difference. And this is really making a difference. Yeah, in some way here. Really beautiful. So I'm going to say that there probably is a very powerful dharmic return coming to you. But it's not, I don't know. To me, it's not like the meat and gravy of the meat and potatoes of the reading. I guess that's the gravy. The meat and potatoes of it is your impact, and the gravy is, the dharmic return. Oh my God, the Ace of Pentacles. Lily was snoring there. The Ace of Pentacles, a new beginning. Your voice ushers in a new beginning. Your voice ushers in a new beginning. The Deer is gentle. Wow. Okay, you got the Death card. Holy crap, this is a real big reading. I am getting that somebody here, their mother has passed to the other side. And your mother is even like coming through in this reading. There's more to the message than that, right? Like, I'm getting more. I know what the Death card symbolizes, but there is definitely something going on here where the mother is speaking to you from the grave. And it might even be saying like the impact that you've had on people, your voice, the kindness of your voice, the kind where you don't know the difference it's made. It's kind of like there's somebody this little part is not going to be for everyone, but it's important enough that we need to talk about it, because even if it's one person, right, in this reading. So somebody's on the other side here. Maybe it's a grandmother. Maybe it's an aunt. This person sees more than we can see because we're still in the physical form. They can't see like through God's eyes. I don't know if some of them are sort of guardian angel level, but they are at least kind of being able to see dimensionally, right? That I'm telling you, you have said something to someone here, and I really truly believe that you have prevented someone from doing something very rash and unchangeable. And when I say unchangeable, like, you know, like if somebody passes away or something like that happens, you can't reverse that. You've changed the course of someone's life here. Okay, so the other message that I'm getting with the death card here in the deer is I feel like that this is the symbol of a voice that maybe has shrunken, and maybe it's a voice of not speaking up, not being heard. Like, you know, early on in the reading I talked about, it reminded me of, and it makes sense now with the death card, it reminded me of that time when I was like 4 years old and Jamie made fun of me. And I was just trying to tell him how I felt, and I didn't like how I was being treated. And, you know, I was made fun of for that and belittled. And my own femininity was like thrown at me like it was actually a weak thing. So this is like the death card is symbolizing rebirth, right? So if in some way here your voice was weakened, it's strong again. It's like it's strong again. It's time for your voice to be strong. But it's this deer, like it's loving, it's graceful, it's kind, it's sweet. And some of you, maybe you've been in bad relationships. Maybe you've been in bad relationships, and there could be a pattern of defensiveness. There could be patterns of dialogue or communication that are not kind. And it is like you're having a rebirth in how you make a change in the world with your voice. I feel like this, I don't want to pull out any more cards. It's just like, that's such a beautiful message. Okay, you have the Nine of Swords and the Four of Swords. Look at this. It's like shame and regret, embarrassment, maybe overthinking. Do you ever know when we overthink things, we tend not to talk as much, or we tend not to talk as fluidly? Why am I moving these so the mountains come together? That. Moving them so the mountain peak comes together there. Is that working? Like that. Interesting. Why am I being called to do that? Is it just like a distraction? It does look like it's the same place. It's a cold place of the mind. Your guards have been, look at your guardians. I mean, maybe some of you too, like maybe specifically wolves. You connect with wolves here in some way. I've been watching over you. I'm going to go do the extended Sagittarius. In the extended, I'm going to ask, how have you changed lives with your voice in the past? And how will you change lives with your voice in the future? And there is a link in the description below if you would like to follow me to the extended. Thank you so much, Sagittarius. Until next time, be gentle with yourselves. Bye.